Managing Director at EE Business Intelligence. He's an energy expert, and we're going to be talking about the current rolling blackouts. Obviously, we're talking Eskom. Who else would we be talking about? Chris Yelland, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning to you and to your listeners.
Nice to have you on the show, and let's look at our current frustrating situation where we know that outages, we are told by Eskom, would end today, that's Tuesday, at 4 a.m. But then they go on to say, however, you still have to put up with stage 2 power cuts between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. on Tuesday night. So what is going on?
Yeah, so it seems to me that there has been a somewhat of an improvement in the return to service of some generators at Eskom, but it's not enough to avoid stage 2 load shedding during the peak periods of the day, which is between 5 and 9 p.m. When most electricity is used in the winter months. As people come home, they switch on heaters, they do their cooking, they may take a shower involving a hot water geyser, etc. So there is in winter this evening peak that is more pronounced. And despite the slight improvements that Eskom has experienced, the situation is not enough to deliver the full demand by customers during this evening peak. So, and what's also interesting to note is that Eskom seems to be laying the ground for further ongoing load shedding, not necessarily continuously every day of the week, but they are basically saying this load shedding during 5 to 10 p.m. Could be occurring more regularly during this winter month.
Oh no!
It really depends on the performance of the power system. So they're kind of preparing the way, giving themselves some wriggle room by saying that, listen, if there's another deterioration, which certainly could be, very likely that there will be, if there's some further deterioration, we will again experience load shedding. But I think they're basically saying that they're going to be trying to limit this between 5 and 10 p.m. in the evening.
The most crucial time of the day for all of us, is it not?
Well, certainly for domestic customers, it's the most crucial. For many businesses, obviously, it has less impact on their commercial activities which take place during the daytime hours. But for the person in the street and for homeowners and customers, domestic customers, it comes at the worst time.
Absolutely. Chris, you actually preempted my second question and you have answered it, because I was going to ask what's our winter going to look like? But again, it's going to be very dependent on Eskom and supply and demand, obviously. Yeah. For a long time, Eskom has been talking about, maintenance that was neglected, in the time of, 30 years ago. Maintenance haven't been carried out regularly. What does that scenario look like now? Are they upping with all, with the changes in, CEO changes, etc.? Do we have more capable people managing Eskom, and are they steering it in the right department, and are they focusing on all the right areas so that we can be on track as far as energy supply is concerned?
Yeah, let me be clear. First of all, I think the new management at Eskom are very different from the previous and are doing important work around maintenance and other aspects of the Eskom business. But I think we should take care and not to see maintenance as the magic bullet, because the plant is getting pretty old, and maintenance comes now with increasing costs at greater frequency and with diminishing returns. The point is, this machine, this Eskom machine, all these generators are like very old cars now. So they're breaking down more often, and if you push them hard, they're going to continue breaking down more often, despite you're doing more maintenance, etc. You see, you can keep an old car running almost forever if you treat it with kid gloves and you only drive it to church on a Sunday. But,
Right.
but if you're pushing your car hard, flat out, like a workhorse, during 24 hours a day, there's only maintenance can only take you so far, and at some point you need to buy a new car if you're looking for a workhorse.
Okay,
so I'm just trying to say that we shouldn't look to maintenance to suddenly be the answer to all the problems. We need new generation capacity.
at what cost does that come in terms of monetary value and time and impact on us as consumers?
Yeah. Again, there are different options and different solutions: short term, medium term, and long term. Of course, they come at a cost, but that cost is not necessarily to the fiscus or to the taxpayer. So, for example, in the short term, by encouraging and unlocking the ability of customers to provide self-generation, I'm talking about business and commercial and industrial customers, mining and agricultural customers, all of whom have a significant appetite in their own interest to install their own generation facilities to relieve Eskom of its burden and to secure their own energy futures. And that would be done at the cost of the customer. And that would relieve Eskom of its burden, and it means that they don't have to load shed the rest of us who are sitting on the grid. So that is a solution that can come relatively quickly and at low cost to the government. Then there are medium-term solutions and longer-term solutions that may certainly involve state procurement. They do come at a high cost, but you have to realize that the value of electricity is much, much higher than the cost of electricity. Even though the cost is high at the moment, the value that it delivers to the economy is even higher. In other words, the cost of not having electricity is much higher than the cost to install new generation capacity. So it makes economic sense to install new generation capacity, but we need to do it wisely. At least cost, we shouldn't be overextending more than we should, because that's also bad for the economy. So I believe there are short, medium, and long-term decisions that can be taken that can solve this problem if we do the right thing.
Okay. We've been hearing talks about solar energy. We've been encouraged as business, industry, businesses, and even homeowners to go that route. It does come at a cost, and quite a high cost at that. Would you, as an energy expert, encourage people who can afford it to go that route? And do you think at some point we're going to be taxed on that, or will we get some sort of a reimbursement on our tax for going the solar energy route? I mean, it makes lots of sense, doesn't it? If we get reimbursed, it would encourage us to go that route and then ease the burden on Eskom.
There's no doubt in my mind that, like other countries have done in the past and are still doing today, there should in fact be incentives to install rooftop solar PV systems and energy storage systems. You see, they come at quite a high capital cost initially, but over time they save money. And over time they're going to pay themselves off and in fact result in income savings to people. But there is this burden and this hurdle of the initial capital cost, which is because people don't necessarily have that disposable money just at hand. But as these good electricity prices go up and up quickly, as they're doing, and as the cost of solar PV and energy storage is coming down quickly, as it is doing, it's starting to make pure economic sense even to go and add a system to your bond, for example. Whether it's a bond on your home or whether it's a bond on your company premises, you don't have to put up the full capital cost immediately. You take a loan and you pay it off over several years from the savings that you're achieving. And with certain tax incentives. There is a strong business case, especially in municipal areas where the price of electricity is very high,
Right.
and therefore the savings are very significant. If you're connected to the Eskom grid, the price of electricity is somewhat lower, and therefore the savings that you can achieve by reducing your electricity demand are somewhat lower. So the business case in the municipal areas is very good. And it's starting to make real business sense to take a loan and install a energy storage and rooftop solar PV system to reduce your electricity bill and to secure your electricity supply, which at the moment is really intermittent, as we can see.
Okay, my final question to you. This has been an ongoing question to lots of people that I know, and I just can't seem to get the right answer. We are told to switch off our geysers during the day and only switch them on at night when you get home from work or whatever. It's going to save us. It's going to save energy and money as well. Your thoughts on that? There are other people who believe that that's going to damage the geysers in the long term.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about the damage to the geysers. The geysers have a thermostat and they get switched on and off, depending on the temperature of the geyser all the time. So switching a geyser on and off is not causing damage to the geyser. Secondly, Eskom will benefit if you switch off your geyser during 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock at night.
No, I'm talking during the day, 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock.
Okay. If you switch it off to 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, Eskom is not going to benefit. And to be frank, you're not going to really benefit either.
Oh, all right.
Because what you cool down during the day by
Right.
switching off, you're going to heat up to temperature, at night to be ready for your shower, or at 6 o'clock in the morning to be ready for your shower. So you may be saving electricity in the day, but you're incurring extra delivery costs, extra electricity costs. But certainly it would help Eskom if you switched off your geyser between 5 o'clock and 10 o'clock at night in winter.
That ain't going to work for most of us. But Chris Yelland, nice talking to you. Till the next time, go well.
Thank you indeed. All the best.
Exactly 8:30. This is Salam Media. Julie Ali on News and Views.